The way I would think it is the way you look at your income and then you manage it so that you can deal with your expenses and ensure you are able to cover all your expenses, you are able to do some savings, and then at the end of the day, you don't end up broke by 20th of the month.
I think it's managing your own personal finances, like money. Yeah.
Personal financial management is the ability to actually, in a twist of words, manage your finances. Basically, when you're actually looking at your income and expenditure and how best to use it.
It's basically like how you organize yourself with your finances.
One, being able to organize or manage his or her finances. Yeah.
In my opinion, financial independence would be where you are able to cover all your expenses, especially the basic expenses. Truth be told, there is no time you'll be able to cover each and every expense that you would want. But financial independence to me would mean if you can cover your basics, food, school fees, probably if you have gone back to school, your children, the house rent, and probably you can help one or two of your relatives. To me, you would be financially independent. But of course, that comes with your salary. When your salary comes up, expenses come up also. So what happens? Mostly at the end of the day, you will always find yourself, there is something else I would have done. There's something else I would have done. So sometimes it also becomes psychological, because when like now, when you don't have when you are in a rental house, you always hope and pray that maybe one day I can buy a plot and build a house. So the moment you buy a plot, you had been praying for a plot. The moment you buy a plot, now you start praying, when will I start building? The time you finish the house, when will I get a car? So there is always an expense that comes, whether your salary is there, whether your salary has been increased or not. So to me, financial independence it will also play a part in psychological, that you are contented. Not probably 100%, but you can meet your basic needs.
Financial independence is not the need to spend when you don't want to.
My understanding is where I'm able to meet my obligation I'm operating within my means. Yeah.
I'm struggling to get there. I would say that.
Going by what the question I've answered there before, yes and no. Yes, because I can meet my basic needs. God has blessed me. I can meet my basic needs. But there are expenses. There are some things I would want to have, but I don't have. When I look at where I'm living, there are some things I would want to do there that I haven't done. So in terms of independence, I would say yes, because I can meet my basic needs. I can pay school fees, I can pay food for my family, I can help a few relatives there, here and there. And I can entertain myself a little bit. I can watch Manu playing Arsenal over a bottle of beer. Isn't that independence?
That's relative, and it's a difficult question to ask. Yeah.
No.
Okay, a budget. To me, a budget is where you sit down. You know how much income do I have, either per day, per week, or per month. But mostly, like some of us who are employed, per month. What do you receive at the end of the month? And in this case, to me, it will be the net. What do you receive as hard cash? And then, what are the priorities for that month? Probably you start with rent, school fees, all that. Then, from there, you'll be able to manage the amount that you receive, that is your net income, so that at the end of the month, you have covered all your obligations, and probably you are able to do some other things. I would still want to add maybe savings, some investment somewhere. So to me, the budget is where you sit down to plan for what you are going to receive, and then you prioritize. Of course, there are so many things that you are supposed to do. There are so many things that you are supposed to do with money, but of course, resources are limited.
I'd say it's planning how you're going to use your money. Yeah.
A budget is a procedure that guides you on how to spend your money, and planning. It's a plan for the money you've earned.
In terms of figure, or what I understand from it is actually a base of what you plan to spend based on what you get.
It's a plan of your expected income and how you will spend it.
My income vis-a-vis expenditure?
Yes, but don't ask for documented evidence. I budget in my head. I know when I receive my salary, I have to clear the bills. The bills include power, Safaricom. I have a prepaid postpaid line. Then I have 2 accounts of Kenya Power. Then I have Sijuigo TV. Then there is school fees. Then there are some people I help here and there. So I have all that in my mind. So every time I get that SMS, I get the money from the bank, and now first of all I clear those obligations.
I do, yes. Most of it is mental, but yes, I'll write it down. Yeah.
I can't say it's cast on stone, written down, but yes, I do have a budget. Yeah.
Yes, I have a budget. It's not written down. It's in my head. It's a budget. It goes hand in hand with the money you have. So the more money you get, the more you have to budget it, because yeah.
Once in a while, but I don't keep it every month.
I don't have a pocket. About 1,000. That's like what I use in the week, right? The rest of the week. So, food mainly.
2,000 shillings. I'm traveling home, so that would be my fare, and yeah.
Enough for the budget for the day.
300 shillings. How I'm planning to spend it is by using it only for transport, because I wanted it to facilitate me for like a week.
I'd say it's buying stuff that you had not planned to buy. Yeah. I can be, yeah. I do, but every once in a while when you go to a shop or the supermarket and you just see something that you really want, I'll buy it every once in a while. I'd say shopping, clothes, yes, because I see something I like, or food. I like pastries, so I impulse on that a lot.
Most expensive habit is relatives, because you always have, okay, and like most other people, I myself have a lot of extended family in terms of my brothers, my mother, my sisters, so it becomes expensive in terms of what they want you to contribute to, which you literally drives your control to it actually eradicates your control on your budget, because it's more emotional inclined to spend with your family than anything else.
Okay, there's some 2 things. If I see, I won't leave. That is a good pair of shoe or a nice perfume. Those are my bad habits.
On my family, I would say. On my family, yes.
I was employed by my uncle to distribute Coca-Cola products. We were getting 100 shillings as the salary per day and 20 shillings, and we used to be paid with the 20 shilling coin. In the evening when we count, we have collected a lot of coins, so we arrange them on the table. So when you are leaving, it's arranged in hundreds. So it's just taken like this and then it's pushed like that. That was your salary. That was my first informal job, and that is where Kenya Nut got me from. And Kenya Nut, I was employed in Kenya Nut almost 16 years ago, and I was being paid 9,708.
Yeah, my first job was as a programmer, and I was making a whopping 5,000 shillings a month.
Okay, apart from the family business, I got a job at a CFS in Mombasa way back. My first pay was 300 shillings a day for 5 days. Yeah.
My first job, I was assisting somewhere, and how much I was paid? 2,800. Yeah. I was assisting at an ant shop. Yeah.
My first job was in Nairobi, and my first check was for 8,000. 8,000? Yeah.
One thing I noted all along, early on in my working life, that the biggest chunk of anybody's salary goes to rent. If you are able to clear out with that you can buy yourself a plot and probably build something for the family to stay there. To me, you are almost 60% of financial independence, because even if I was to lose this job today, the only money I would be looking for is for food. So if I come to you, I tell you, give me 1,000, that will push my family for a week. But if I didn't have somewhere we are living, you give me 1,000, I will go and save it, because at the end of the month, the landlord will be coming. So I would really advise even the young people like you, stop focusing on cars and where to go out. Focus on if you can get a piece of plot and probably build something. That puts you in a better position. Even if you are told tomorrow there will be no income, you cannot, even if you go for Mjengo Kibarua and then you get 500 per day, because you are energetic and you can do that work. 500 per day, you will come in the evening with a packet of unga. Regardless of whether you are an accountant, you are a food technologist or what, that you have gone out and you have gotten an income that can feed your family. And then as you keep now, probably looking for a job or something else to do. But if you don't have somewhere you are living, it will be very hectic.
I'll go and probably oversee stuff that I have back at home as I look for the next job.
Go into business. Try business in a small way.
That you don't have to ask anyone for assistance, that you're your own man.
Best thing about having money is being able to buy what you want. Yeah.
Financial independence.
Best thing about having money is influence, the ability to actually have people or make people do things for you in regards to wanting to make that money from you.
Okay, I don't have a particular place, but what would interest me most is where I can see lots and lots of wildlife. I love wildlife. Yes.
I'd say Hawaii for right now, or Rome.
Caribbean. I've been wanting to go to the Caribbean, but with the hurricane and everything, it's a bit tricky. But if it wasn't for the natural causes, that's where I'd like to go.
My dream holiday would be in, let's say, Madagascar for 3 weeks. With great white beaches, blue ocean. Yeah, you can just go on and on.
I'll say Mombasa.
Mauritius.
Malindi. It's quiet, and when you want to hide. It's a beautiful place. I like the white sandy beaches.
When I was small, I used to say I would own a Prado. Is it still my dream car? Okay, I don't have exact. Okay, it's my dream car is that which can meet my necessity at that time. I don't have a. But initially, I used to say a Prado is the best.
Dream car, an Audi, whatever is the latest Audi at the time that I want to get. Yeah.
Dream car, it's a Ford GT Shelby. Yes.
My dream car is a Range Rover Sport or the Volvo XC90.
A VW, straight from Germany.
Sticks enough. I don't know what to say. I know what they are. Sticks in a company. Yeah.
Shares are like parts of a company that you can buy. To me, I believe it's what you can buy. Buying part of a company, that's a part of a company.
Shares are a collection of, let's say, your financial power to any investment that takes place. Those are shares.
These are investments in companies. Yeah.
Shares is buying into some kind of stock. Yeah.
I once did, but offloaded them.
No, not yet, but it's a plan. It's in my budget.
A bar and a church. I would go for a bar because I don't know how to preach. and then church. If you go to church as a business, in church there is a moral consideration that you're supposed to make. And to me, personally, I'm a Catholic, and the way I've been brought up and the way I understand my faith, church is not business. We give tithe, we give offertories, but it's about helping the church. It's not about business.
I'd say a bar. Because first, church is not supposed to be used to make money. And then everyone likes a drink every once in a while. So yeah, there's always money that way.
Oh, definitely a pub. Because it's a booming business. She won't lack clients any day. For a church, I'm not for that call, so I wouldn't venture into something that I'm not into.
I can't be a preacher, so a bar. Yes.
I'll make my money work for me and invest in both. Yeah. More profit would come from a church, but more guilty conscience as well in considering the current dynamics of religion and what it does raises a guilt level. So it'd be safer, you'd be emotionally more stable in a bar. It means, okay, when rich people say it actually means to have the influence to actually make decisions where your financial power holds true.
Having your money multiply itself without you necessarily having like to actively be doing something about it. Yeah. Let me see. To have my money working for me. Yeah.
The set of goals that come with financials is whereby the ultimate goal is to always be able to have income and managing where you expend that income. Yeah. That would just be the goals themselves, yeah.
Just to be stable, yeah.
I've done some audits in the company, and I feel it's a line I can pursue. I have not yet decided yet, but I feel it's a line I can pursue, because even when you retire, even at 60, you can look at a system and differentiate a conformity from an unconformity. And that is all auditing is all about. Yes.
Writing, a blogger or something. Yeah.
I would be doing psychology because it's a fascinating course and it helps you to unravel the mystery of people. You can learn a lot from people by engaging in them psychologically.
I would become a venture capitalist. Not even that, you'd actually have the influence to influence people.
I'll be a journalist somewhere.
Probably business, if you have business.
I think for me, like, to me, I define life as investing in people, investing in relationships. I think I'll go out there and invest in relationships intentionally.
It's a tricky. It's something that you can't just jump to, because if the only thing you do is to do accounting as you do here, or me, I'm involved in production or QA, if that's the only thing I know, when you say you are retiring early, where are you going to QA or do accounts in your home? What you're supposed to do, start early, start a business or start something, a side hustle before. If you want to retire at 50, start at 45. And sure, for 5 years it is running. Such that by the time you say now you are retiring, you are going to a business that is already moving. It's a vehicle that is moving. But you don't go for early retirement, and then after you have received the money, then you start asking, what am I going to do? That is where the mistakes come. Because you say you are going to, you see some guys there supplying sand and stones. You go to them, you see, and these guys get a lot of money. So you say, I'm going to buy a lorry. That lorry you don't know is supposed to be paid insurance for. There is cess, the drivers will steal from you, the quarry people will steal from you, even the client will steal from you. So if you don't know how the whole chain is managed, don't dare go to that business. So start it now when you are employed, so that even if it fails, you still have a fallback position. Then when it is working well, then you can say this, in fact, initiate it, start, then let the business flow. When it flows, the business will require your presence. That's when now you can say, you can tell Kenya Nut, I want to retire because my business needs me. But don't go there because you need the business. You will fall down with it. I would get married earlier, at 22, 23. Because right now, I got my first kid when I was 29. And the last one when I was, I think, 36 or 37. So if you look at the youngest, at 37, by the time she'll be finishing for Form 4, at around 18, I'll be 55. So that is retiring. So the school fees for college is on my retirement package. That is wrong. Because the retirement package is supposed to be for you and for your wife. So if I got married at 23, maybe the last born would have been around 27 there. So 27 plus 18, that is what, 45. 45 plus another 4 years of college. Before I'm even 50, all my children are gone. So by the time I'm retiring, it is me with my wife. So that is what I would, if I were to go back to 20s, I would get married at 22.
One, I would, my financial habits or my saving habits would change from day one. Then I would be more intentional with the relationships I make. And not that I'm a casual person when it comes to relationships, no. But I would be more intentional with the relationships that I make. Yeah, because you realize people are there for a season, guys leave or you leave, yes.
Live within your means.
I'll carry a knife, a lighter, and a book.
My phone and mark oil and definitely some food, some form of food. Yeah.
The act of sitting down before your income comes in and be able to oops. Oops. Okay.
And I feel this could be a line that I can pursue, because with that knowledge,
so what do you understand by personal financial management?
Ngoja kwanza. Nilimwambia sikilize swali ngumu hivyo. Okay, I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, to me, personal finance management.